If this thing is ever gonna work, we shall see. Well, at least it's recording. Hey everyone, how are you? I tried to do this once, but I had to go into Task Manager and stop everything else to make it work. I am going to wait a second to see if anyone comes in. I will tell you up front that there are going to be some people who are not going to like what I have to say, but I don't care. I feel at this point that I have earned the right to speak my mind where certain things are concerned, and I try to stay out of other things because I'm not South African, and it's not my place to try to tell people in South Africa what's best for them, who to vote for, or anything like that. Hey guys, how are you? I'm sleep talking. It is 4:20. Something's been bothering me, guys, and I can't sleep when something is on my mind. Hey Miranda, I hope you're well. Hey DeWald. As I started out saying, guys, something's bothering me, and there are going to be some people who don't like what I have to say, but I don't care. For the most part, I try to stay out of giving my opinions or everything as far as, a lot of things in South Africa are concerned, because I'm not South African. I try not to show favoritism to any political party or organization too much, because I'm not South African. I will never suffer the consequences of people making the wrong decision. So it's not my place, and I try to avoid it. But something's bothering me, and that is that you guys, and I know everyone knows this, it's not a secret, trying to get this community to agree on anything, even small, is like herding cats. I'm so sick and tired of sitting back and watching people attack their own people over rumors or something misspoken. It's like they would rather believe the bad about people than the good. It's like, in the first little sign of anything, it's just everyone pounces. I'm so tired of seeing this. Something has to give, and the ANC's greatest fear is this community coming together as one. This is why they have launched all of these attacks on you for all of these years, to keep the community fractured, to cause betrayal and suspicion and conspiracy. And I just wish people could see past that and be smarter than that. Hi, Shock. Thank you. Working together is the only way. Thank you, Panda. Hi. Hi, Michael. Hi, Derek. Yes, Video Boer says the ANC has succeeded in dividing the Afrikaners. Listen, it's probably different for me on the outside looking in. On the outside looking in, guys, I work my ass off to try to make a positive, even the smallest positive impact for you, for your community, to try to make change for the better for you. You guys can't agree on what color the damn sky is. And it's so disheartening because I'm the kind of person where even if I don't like someone, and I've done this, I can think of one person in particular, but I will not, put them out there. I had them blocked for a long time. I did not care for them. I felt that they just always attacked me and wanted to start crap with me. But about a year later, I saw the same person, who was a woman, being viciously attacked by grown men. So I felt the need to do the right thing, which was defend her, because they were lying and they shouldn't have been doing that, right? So there has got to be a common ground. So everyone wants the murders to stop, right? Everyone wants the attacks to stop, right? Everyone wants the racist bullshit policies to go away so that people can work, make money, and provide for their families. Am I wrong? That is common ground. And the leaders of this community, every single one of them, should be willing to put their pride aside no matter how they feel about someone. If they are in a role and they have a following, they need to lead by example, which means putting your pride aside, because there is going to come a day soon where you are going to have to work together. And I feel horrified for the ones not willing. Hey Janelle. Hey Jocko. I'm doing good. Castell, that is what I see, and it is, I'm telling you guys, like, I have wanted to cry. I'm so frustrated. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. And some people aren't going to like it, but, the right thing to do is the right thing to do. It doesn't matter whether you like a person or not. It's like when Steve Hoffmeyer was coming under all the attacks. It doesn't matter whether you like him on a personal level. Do you want that happening to you? Because that's what happens when you ignore it or you join in on attacking someone else that you don't really know, except for what maybe the media said or what you heard. What you do is open the door for the same thing to be done to you. We have to stand up and do the right thing and not judge people based on gossip or other people's opinion, but based on our own minds. We are not sheep. So Chris says the ANC used necklacing to get all blacks to follow the same message. We will only stand together after a massive incident, we're too civil to necklace people who don't think the same way. I agree, Chris, but for a moment it just went through my mind, well, maybe, but I'm just kidding. Genealogy makes you realize how interconnected we are. And you know, I understand very well how far this goes back, why there is fracture in the community in the first place. I understand the betrayals and the concentration camps, and then, you know, attempting to be forced to fight for the same people who betrayed you and put your women and children in concentration camps. I get it. And I get it that, you know, some things can never be forgotten. But you face such a dire situation today, and it blows my mind that you haven't already done this. I mean, your people are being slaughtered. Your farming community alone has been halved. And people can only worry about gossip or, I mean, things that are not even true. Man, it just makes me sad, because you guys just don't realize like how much I sacrifice to put my all into this to see change. And when you feel like you have suffered greatly for trying to help, and you see the people that you're sacrificing for unable to sacrifice anything for each other, it is so disheartening and disappointing. Dewald, actually, one of the reasons that I'm upset has to do with the Boer religion. And Isaac, I was forwarded a message from a private group today, and it was a clip of my interview with Isaac Van Zyl. And underneath it, in Afrikaans, they are calling him a snake and saying that, you see, he told us that he was involved in locking up the Boer mag or whatever, and called him a snake. And I watched that clip, guys, over and over and over. And I know this is also going around on Facebook. And, I mean, to a point where, you know, I know the truth, but I'm starting to think, okay, am I crazy? And it makes me so angry, because something that he said or misspoke on in the video was taken and a picture made out of it with a quote by him to prove that he did this. And it's like you put so much time and effort into slandering him instead of really trying to get the truth. And the truth happens to be, and he didn't tell me this, but I haven't even spoken to him today, but I happen to know that during his time as a police officer, when the Boer mag investigation was going on, he was not even in the same region or whatever you guys call it. He didn't work even in the right place to be investigating this. There was no Boer Legion, okay? And he was at that time, he was a media officer. Is that what it's called? I think I'm correct. And, as I said, I know not everyone is a part of Boer Legion. I know there are many groups out there. I don't seek to tell people what to be a part of. This attack on his character and accusing him of that, people know what that does to people there. And it is wrong, and I will be damned if I sit back and ignore it when I know it not to be true. There may be a lot of things that I don't know, but this is absolutely untrue. In the video, Isak doesn't speak perfect English. Not even close. Sometimes he can't think of the words in English. So he said something in English, but he misspoke, okay? And so then he made a comment saying something like, if they want to continue, meaning with the attacks and everything, that they were going to find a lot of police officers on the other side when the day came and an attack came. Someone took this and twisted these words. What they meant was people were going to be fighting back under an attack, and they were going to be surprised by what they got. But, and this is not like just him. This is not rare. This is a common thing, and everyone knows it. And as I said, it doesn't matter if you like the Boer Legion or if you like Isak. What matters is doing the right thing and not saying things that can completely destroy a person's life if you don't know them to be 100% true. Hey, Barbie Chan. Thank you. Hey, beautiful. Right back at you. And anyway, guys, I'm very upset about this. Just because I know what it means for a man to be called, something like that there. Or to say that he was involved in something like that. And it shouldn't be spread around everywhere if it's not true. And I've watched so many people take so much abuse, conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory, and he's one of those people, and he doesn't deserve it. Jocko, I actually believe you. I don't speak about these people because I was taught if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. There are things that I know that I have and that I do not agree with, and I will never speak of these people. Never. I actually received an email asking me to interview one of these people, and I never responded because they wouldn't be prepared for my line of questioning, and they definitely wouldn't like what I had to say. And I don't hold my temper well, so it could be of no value to anyone. Thank you, Barbie. I was speaking on the community, the attacks on each other, the just accusations over simple words misspoken in a language that is not someone's first language. And then from that, the whole conversation is twisted into, that he helped set up the Boer mag, and it's completely untrue. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people that I fight for and I defend at every turn not doing the same for each other. What the hell is wrong with you people? I hate to say it like that, but my God, I do get why there's fracture in the community, but I don't get why you can't put your pride aside for the good of others. I believe that is one of the best human qualities a person can have, is the ability to put their pride aside for the good of their people. I wish it weren't either, Barbie, and it's, like I said, I get it. I totally get it, because I'm at the point where I don't know who people are anymore. People pretending to be other people. People creating fake messages, making them seem like they're from me, sending them to people, making it look like I'm talking about them. Things that I never said, messages I never wrote, with a photo photoshopped on to the Facebook Messenger that was never ever my profile picture when I had Facebook. I mean, it's like people go to such lengths to start shit, and I just don't get it. Derek, I'm with you. Why can't the leaders get together and form a joint resistance? This is what Derek's saying. Because there is power in having a united front, exactly. And, I've spoken out to the leaders of the community before and called out to them to do this. Some are willing, some are not. But I asked them again, for the good of your people and the people that follow you and depend on you, please put your pride to the side and be a leader. Lead people in the right direction. Lead by example and bring people together, not tear them apart. If you are a leader of this community, you know that it is the only way. What exactly do you mean, Mikkel? No, they're not the reason that you're in this. They didn't do this. Are they to blame for some of the inability for people to come together as one and train the new generation and help them learn? Yes, because a leader should lead in a way that is best for their people. not for themselves. But they're not to blame for everything. They didn't create apartheid. Actually, the British did. And I'm not listening to them. I'm listening to everyone, including the younger generation. Hi, Jackie. Happy to see you here. You know, I don't agree with you, Mikkel, and I realize that the younger generation has, their own, things that they're facing, and I know how some of them feel about the older generation, but I'm a Texan. I was raised that no matter what, we respect our elders, and especially our military. They are wise, and I don't show disrespect for my elders. Sorry for cussing. It's quite alright. The British came to loot the Boer gold and diamonds. Yes, I know. Remind all white South Africans about our real coat of arms with the words "Indracht, mocked, mock." So I struggle to, I do know of this, Jackie, but I struggle. My Afrikaans, I read and write quite well, but my pronunciation is terrible. So Jackie says, remind all white South Africans about our real coat of arms with the words "Indracht, mock, mock." And yes, I can't make the guttural sound, but strength in unity. And she's so right about this, guys. You know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like I'm fighting a losing battle. That I'm fighting for people who won't fight with me. They only want to fight each other. And why should I fight when all I see is people fighting each other instead of trying to train the youth and trying to come together with other leaders of groups, whether they agree on everything or not. The common ground is your people are being slaughtered. You have hundreds of laws against you, unable to get work, have an astronomical amount of people in squatter camps. Your children are suffering. They can't even go outside and play. They have no future there because they probably won't be able to get a job no matter how much education they have. That's common ground. That's enough. And I just wish people could see how important those things are and stop being so selfish. DeWald says we need to stand up now. No use whining about things you can't change. And that's so true. And I just want to see it stop. I want to see the attacks on each other stop. I realize that, there are people that do bad, and you have to hold those people accountable. But just attacking someone's character and saying things that can destroy their life, their reputation, based on misspoken words or rumors is wrong. And You should be lifting people up, not tearing them down. Your enemy has torn this community down for almost 30 years. And I can't sit back and keep watching it. You do it to each other. And Mikkel, whether you like it or not, the younger generation has their own hand in this too. I have never experienced disrespect from the older generation, but I have from the younger generation. The difference is staggering. I'm not saying all, but it's like some you wouldn't even know how they were raised because they only care about material things or partying, women, whatever. It's like all of those things that should be important have been forgotten. Thank you, Barbie. I love you too, doll. Not talking about you, never. Oh, listen, I don't expect everyone to agree with me, and that's fine. I just feel like someone who really cares and someone who considers many people there to be family and friends and who agonizes over all of this has got to tell you the truth at some point, because sugarcoating it or acting like it's not happening is not helping. Wine du Trois? Cool. Hey, Olaf. I've been speaking about just the infighting in the community, the fracture, the gossiping and spreading of things that are not known to be true, that could destroy people's lives. And, it's not just this one person. It's done all the time. I mean, my God, it's done to me, and I live in America. Not so much anymore, because I fight back. I fight back hard. My brothers always say that if they have to fight someone, I am the last person on earth that they ever want to fight, because I fight hard and I do not give up. And they say nobody really wants to fight that hard. And these are not like little wimpy guys, okay? These are like strong, tough guys. But hey, I don't cut them any slack. And they used to beat me up really bad when I was little, so I had to fight back. But New Zealand does rock. I just wish that every day when people would get up, because look, this is what I do every day. This is how I keep both feet on the ground. Number one, I never knew that all of this attention would come. All I wanted was to help and to make some kind of positive impact on people there, even the smallest. I never wanted the kind of attention that has come, and I didn't know it would come. But every day when I wake up, my goal is to, number one, remain the same person that I was the day that I began this, to remain humble and to always remember why I began and what is important. And that is never likes, followers, subscribers, any of that. It is always the people. So even though I'm unable to speak to everyone, And I've had to kind of cut communication a little bit because of the attacks on me. I try to make myself available to people. I try to, let them know, like, I'm just like you. I'm no different than any of you guys. I live a simple life. I don't really care for material things. And I'm just a mom and a daughter and a sister that cares. And I wish everyone would just wake up and try to do better than they did the day before. Try to do something nice for your people. Make an effort to stop this nonsense, this tearing apart of the community. Make an effort to fight it back. I understand, Mikkel. I do. Yeah, you're not a coward for loving your family. Olaf, yes, no unity and division. There's a lot of misinformation being spread between groups trying to do the same thing, uniting the whites. I don't know who is behind this, if there is one person behind it, if it's just people gossiping, but it's not accomplishing anything. If it is groups doing this is horrible. And if it is groups perpetrating this, you ought to be ashamed if you are a leader of one of these groups doing this, because if you are perpetrating this, you are complicit in keeping everything going. And that includes the murder of your own people, the rape of your own women, and jeopardizing the safety of your own people. For what? I don't get it. Just to humiliate someone or try to discredit them? That's so childish. Chris, I know. And I agree with you. Winter is fast approaching the southern hemisphere. Corona's here now. It's going to cause havoc. I worry about that too. I think, is this what Cena was talking about when he says that something strikes them down? I don't know. It's like waiting for something earth-shattering that you know is coming, but you don't know what, and you don't know exactly when. And I'm here, so I feel like my hands are tied. I can't do anything but worry. Don't be fighting, guys. I cannot take any more. I can't take any more today. I just hope you guys at least think about the things that I've said, and I don't know, try to do better. If everyone tried to do better, things would be a lot better off. Derek, I believe the ANC is already on their way down, and they know it. They're done. the world is seeing them for what they are, and they're being exposed for everything they've done, all the lies that they've told, all the corruption, all of the political killings and assassinations, and the just covering up of everything. Every day they're being exposed. That's really sad. So Duwald said that I don't even want kids, and I'm 34 already. Just too dangerous. That is so heartbreaking to me, because bringing a child into the world is probably it is the most amazing moment in life, because you have every emotion all at the same time. And you've been waiting for, more than 9 months to see this little person that's half you. And it's just overwhelming, and it's something that you shouldn't choose not to experience because it's not safe. That's very sad. I agree with you, Olaf. People need to sit around a table and talk, the leaders of these groups, so that they can do what's best for their people. Unless they want to do the opposite. So, I don't get it. I don't know what's going to happen when the 40 million on welfare aren't getting their welfare anymore. I mean, I do, but my goodness. I read that South Africa is the largest welfare state in the world. And for every one person paying taxes, there are 5 people, I think it said, on welfare. Now, the math on that does not add up. How you can't maintain an economy like that? It's impossible. And my question is, why is people that have BBEE in place and also affirmative action for the majority, why do they not have jobs? Why are so many people on welfare? Why do they not have jobs? If they have all these policies in place to give them every opportunity in the world, why? Olaf, you're right. It's like hitting rock bottom. Sometimes you need to hit rock bottom to crawl back up and get back on your feet. And maybe you're right. Maybe that does need to happen. Who knows? I mean, if the government can't keep the power grid maintained and upgraded, that pretty much says it all. I mean, you had one job, keep the lights on. If the lights go off, everyone's going to find out what you've been doing. It's like they don't even think that far ahead. Yeah, I can't believe what's happening in America on this comment that Jocko just made. Welfare is the tool the communists used to keep them in power. You know, I watched something, Bernie Sanders giving some kind of speech today. This man is batshit crazy. I never thought in my life I would see the day where someone like him would even be nominated or be running for president. This is terrifying. That this person, I don't know who screwed him over when he tried to start a business, but he's crazy. He wants to give everyone free healthcare, free school. The math doesn't add up. It's not possible to do that. We would be bankrupt in 3 months. It's not possible. Dear Walt says, we want to do something, but we don't know what. Not a nice feeling. I understand, DeWalt. But you know what? If everybody came together and brainstormed about this, especially the leaders of the community, and shared information with other people, you would have a plan of action and everybody would be on the same page. Unfortunately, everybody has a different agenda and everybody's in a different book, much less even on the same damn page. Yeah, and now they want to take the pension funds. And I feel very sorry for people because I feel like they are going to do this. They're hell-bent on it. Yeah, Olaf says, welfare is a powerful tool. It keeps the people loyal to you, but when it fails, especially in Africa, the results are ugly. I can't even imagine the results of the entire system failing there. I mean, it wouldn't be like here. It's going to be horrific. Right, so I don't think it was $2. I believe that at one time it was above the dollar, but I don't think it was quite $2. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But, right, so 35 years ago, when the National Party was in power, the rand was greater than the dollar, American dollar at one point. And was pretty much equal with the dollar most of the time. Now it takes, about 15 rand to make up a dollar? That's crazy. That's so crazy. Thank you, Andres. You're welcome. Know your neighbors, feed your friends, share your houses and garden. I think that is a good motto. I believe in that. We feed our neighbors. If something happens, to people that live close around us, we're there bringing food, seeing if we can help with anything. It's just what people do here. Thank you, Emilio. And I know that a lot of you guys were raised with the same morals and values that I'm raised with. That even though that you live on the other side of the world, it's the same concepts, okay? You're a lot like Texans, really. And I don't know, I just feel like people there, it's like so close in front of their face what's happening that they can't see it. How close everything is. It was $2 for 1 rand. Late 70s, early 80s. Oh, well, 70s. That was before my time. Well, that's awesome to know then, Jocko. So he says it absolutely was. It took $2 to make up 1 rand. Late 70s, early 80s. Isn't that sad? When I did the interview with Isak Benzil, and my video was so horrible because of the crappy internet I had, I thought about what I wanted to ask him beforehand. And one question in particular that I asked him, and I saw his face change. I saw the crack, And it was when I asked him, I said, you have been around long enough that you lived in South Africa during a time when your people could walk down the street in hand in safety. Your children could go out and play without you worrying of them being kidnapped and murdered or worse. And looking at the state that South Africa is in today compared to then, and being told that this is not your home, you don't belong here. I mean, what goes through your mind thinking about that change in a 30-year period? Really, that's not that great of an amount of time for it to go from one extreme to the other. It makes me really sad to see old videos and things. Bye, Mikkel. Have a great day. Steaks, beers, biltong, and sport. I'm down for I'm all of it, really. I like beer. Right, so Jocko says in those days it was also safe for the black population. And I do know that, and a lot of black people know that. There was law and order. People feared consequences of their actions. There wasn't this mass rape epidemic and murder epidemic, and none of the murders are ever solved, and just all of this, people feared the consequences, and that is a useful tool. Law and order, keeps people from robbing and murdering and committing violence. But I guess the ANC doesn't see it this way, nor the police, which really pisses me off. Because as a police officer, you serve the community and you are there to protect people. Why then do I see a police officer in the background standing with his hands in his pocket watching a woman and her kids being burned alive? Why isn't he doing something? And I know not all police officers are like that. There are some that take their job seriously and that are proud of the work that they do. But I also know that the only people promoted in these type of positions are ANC cronies, people's buddies, people that are willing to go along and do whatever. Not the people who do the right thing and take pride in their job and want to actually do their job. Right, so the unemployment rate was very low back then. There was plenty of work, yes. Right, so I read that something about the education system and how great of an education, that this was one of the places in the world where, one of the only places where black people could get an amazing education. And I've actually experienced this in a way. I met a young man from Zimbabwe, and it was so crazy because I was at a hotel and I needed to print something out, and it just happened to say South Africa on it. And he was working there, and I asked him to print it for me, and he, just glanced, and he said South Africa. And he started telling me that South Africa was soon to turn into Zimbabwe, and that he was horrified. He was very well educated, and he believed the same things that I do about the situation. It's wrong. They should not go stealing people's property. It's going to be a disaster. There's a huge problem with white farmers being murdered, and the government inciting this against them. It was refreshing, actually, to hear, someone from the same area who went through, kind of the thing that's going on, admit that everything's screwed up instead of lying about it. Hey, Ben. Ben, just email me at conservativetexaswoman@gmail.com, and I will answer you back. Right, so Olaf says, remember that the aim on the end of what's happening here is about the control of the sea route around the Cape. Whoever controls it controls the oceans and trade, and that is power. Right, Jocko. This is something that I know and I speak about a lot because, you have a huge problem with murder, rape. Only 8% of murders are ever solved in the country. That's a disgrace. And it just tells you that the entire police force, the majority, are completely incompetent. They do not care about solving crimes. They do not care about their job, because the statistics prove it. The videos of them standing there doing nothing proves it. Yeah, not just the uranium. It's a lot of things, and I know this. Well, guys, it's 5:15 a.m. I may get an hour of sleep before my son wakes up and starts terrorizing. But thank you for listening to me, and I really hope that at least a few people will take what I said to heart, because it really kills me to see the viciousness against each other and the just willingness to spread anything you hear without even making sure that it's true. Things that can destroy someone's life. It's not right. And no one should be doing this to their own people. So, with that said, I appreciate every one of you guys coming in and hearing me and talking back and forth with me. And I hope you will urge other people to stop this infighting and these rumors, and do your part, to try to bring people together. Because everyone can make a small difference. And I believe if everyone just put in a little bit of effort, that a lot of things would be better. So with that, guys, I will say good night, morning. Thank you, Ham. God bless you too. God bless everyone. Thank you, Taco. God bless. And we'll speak to you guys soon. So y'all have a wonderful day, okay? Bye-bye.